From the American state of Pennsylvania in the USA, welcome, welcome, welcome to the 37th edition of the Issues Room. It's a presentation here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and the Issues Room page. We come your way on Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and midnight GMT, depending on your time zone where we're relaying. I know there are different time zones all over the world, but again, welcome. We encourage you to share the link, invite someone, come in our chat room, let us know you're here so you can be recognized. Again, the 37th edition, so quick, we're in the new year, and we're looking forward to a wonderful 2022 in terms of growing our fan base as we cover all of the issues, trending issues that matter. The Issues Room is the alternative media platform here in the social media world. We are a conglomeration of Liberian journalists with years of experience in this business. Good evening, welcome wherever you are. And quickly, before we push forward, Moses Sandy is in the house, but this time he's using Monrovia as his background. Welcome, Moses.
Coming. Thanks, Volcano. We are back again. Another weekend, another top broadcast. And I'm happy to be here with you, Volcano. And I hope that we can do this together successfully. This is a special edition dedicated to helping former Liberian refugees that are currently in Ghana and other places in West Africa. So I'm pleased to be here to be a part of this broadcast.
Thank you, Moses. Thank you for coming in. D Banks, welcome. Welcome. It's good to have you in the house. Yes, you just kind of teased it a little bit. We will be discussing the Liberia Returnee Network, and is an organization that was established back in 2012 by Liberians, former refugees who volunteer around helping to repatriate. In the process of repatriating Liberians to Liberia. So this evening we'll be doing what I consider a fundraiser here because the organization is a nonprofit and they're not receiving any subsidy so far, except for one organization that is helping them, but it's not a lot. So we'll come back to that. But let's begin with before that. I'd like to welcome Wu Ken Frank from Boston, Mass. Welcome, my man. It's good to have you, Ambassador Frank Kennedy. Let's start with trending issues. I have one story. Let me just do that quick, and then come to you. All right.
Sure.
So, if you were following the case of a young man who was gunned down by three men, one was recording the video, and two shot the young man, 25-year-old. His name is Ahmad Arbery, and that was in a Georgia suburb. He was jogging, and these men, three white men, went after him. The father, Travis Michael, and Gregory Michael, the son, or rather the son Travis and the father Gregory, were both sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. And that is, good news when you come to think about it. Someone jogging,
Justice.
just, go and gun them down because you think that you have the authority to do that or the power to do that, all because in the name of the color of your skin. And what happens is that the guy who was recording the video, their neighbor, was also given life with a possibility of parole. But according to some legal minds, the next time he will have a hearing will be when he's 80 years old. That is when the possibility for him to be, seen in court to make his plea. But those other two, there is no parole for them, the father and the son. And imagine, quickly to share, that the jury that handed down this judgment were comprised of 9 white women, 9
That's
white
good.
women, 2 white men, and 1 black man.
Wow.
So you can
That's
imagine the chance of justice being
yes.
served. So it has nothing to do with the color of your skin. It has
No.
everything to do with the crime committed, and of course, they were found guilty. And I just want to put a spin on it. Those of the young people in Liberia now who are considered the pimpin' boys, who take law in their hand, when there's an accident, involving one of them, and even if they're wrong, they jump the driver, they beat up the car, they set the car ablaze. People are recording, so you want to be careful. You cannot take the law in your hands, and a lot of this has to change in our culture, especially Liberia. And I told her just, add that in when you come to think about it. They thought this young man had gone in this unfinished building that was being built and had taken something from there, and they decided to act on their own and shot him dead. Moses?
That was unfortunate, but I'm happy that the rule of law prevailed, and that speaks a lot about the legal system in the United States. And the comparison you made, or the plea you made, talking to our pimping boys in Liberia, I would say the comparison is what most people would say, while comparing apples and oranges. One of our greatest problems in Liberia is the non-adherence to the rule of law. But I hope the situation will change for the better. Now let's look at the top story in Liberia. The news of the day now in Liberia is the bicentennial. So in Liberia today, an official program marking the celebration of the bicentennial was held today at the Providence Island in Monrovia. The bicentennial marks the return of emancipated slaves, former African slaves, to Liberia 200 years ago. Today's program was formally launched by President George Weah. Scores of Liberians attended, and there were also a good number of foreign diplomats accredited to Liberia.
Thank you. Thank you. That's good news.
Yeah,
200
good
years
news for our
bicentennial.
country. Yeah, 2 years.
The
Yeah,
only
good.
abstract in all of this is that we don't have the history to show. We don't have a good archive system. We
Well,
don't have
at least
infrastructure,
forget it.
go
At least
all
you
over
can
the
see
country.
from where I'm coming to you tonight. I'm coming
Yeah,
to you from Monrovia, right?
yeah, yeah.
So
And
I'm
and
I'm I'm elated. I'm
and
elated.
and,
Mhm.
and yeah, but unfortunately, we don't have the artifacts. We don't have the culture to show. We don't have tangibles to show for our history of more than
Mhm.
200 years. Look at our
Absolutely.
national museum. It's laughable.
And extremely
You know,
laughable.
what what
You know.
what will you show? The Motella Newport Cano? Is that it? Huh? You show the Motella
Man,
Newport Cano
I
and
love
a
my man.
statue of President Tubman and President Joseph Jenkins Roberts at the Centennial Pavilion. Is that it?
I, I
You
know
know,
my man. I
we
take offense, man.
no, well, no, no, we have to reserve our culture, and that's what we've done. I mean, we have not done
Yeah,
over time. Look at what Helen Johnson Sirleaf did.
yeah,
Sold the National Culture Center
yeah.
to Bob
So
Johnson
to Bob Johnson,
to
yeah,
build
a hotel.
a
Uh,
hotel or a
mhm,
resort, and then
yeah,
try to relocate the culture center and couldn't
and that
do a
was
good job.
even properly done.
You
Yeah,
destroy the artifacts. You destroyed
yeah.
everything. Where do you
Very
see people
historical
uproot
site.
the culture center and relocate it? And then
No,
you do that, but then you didn't score big on it, and
no.
then and unfortunately, the people are now left in limbo. So it's good to celebrate the bicentennial, but
Yeah,
it's not showing anything.
but on Volcano, something that really stood out to me. I was watching the video from Monrovia. I was a little bit disappointed that the turnout of ordinary Liberians, including the opposition, was extremely poor. I didn't see any prominent opposition political leader at that program. I don't know, the planners of the program did not invite members of the opposition, or they didn't make an inclusive exercise. Now most of those in attendance in terms of senior officials were all members of the ruling party. What do you think?
No, I don't want to do it on it because we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Let's just go straight into our sec, man.
Mhm.
I think you already covered it, and a lot of people will see the videos and make judgment at this time. But quickly, man, for all of you,
Yeah.
our viewers, we say welcome, welcome, welcome tonight. We're here
Mhm.
with the Liberia Returnee Network. It is a non-political, non-governmental, and non-sectarian organization that seeks to empower returnees and non-returnees through advocacy and capacity building. The LRN was founded in February of 2012 and duly incorporated by law. They are a group of professional Liberian returnee volunteers, and they have come together as an entity, seeing the need and the way forward in contributing to Liberia's socio-economic recovery process. A background of the organization, LRN prepared and launched a video, which we will play tonight, titled "The Forgotten Generation of the Liberian Refugees." This documentary revealed that Liberians who are in refugee camps want to return home, but they have nowhere to start upon their return. Many have had children in these countries, some of whom have never visited Liberia, but speak with complete Liberian accent. They feel no lateral attachment to Liberia, neither do they feel seen for the countries that they were born in. As a result of the interviews conducted by LRN and feedbacks received during the preparation of the documentary, LRN launched the Home Back Home campaign. And so we have Ms. Brenda Alberta
Bre-
Torh. Are you there?
Brenda, are
Brenda?
you there?
Brenda, you alive? Can you hear us? Okay. Brenda, can you hear us? You're alive.
Are you
Okay,
there,
we'll come back
Brenda?
to Brenda. Oh, Moses are coming. We'll come back to
Mhm.
Brenda. All right. So, Uzondu Esionye is our PRO. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Shelton. Thank you very much for the invitation. And thank you, Moses. How are you, sir?
Good. And welcome, Uzondu.
Thank you very much.
And we're still anticipating that Tyrone will be here, the executive director, Mr. Marshall, will be here tonight. So, in the meantime, I just wanted you to just summarize the purpose of our being here tonight before I roll the video, since Brenda is still getting herself settled.
Well, you already did part of that. We Liberia went through a very difficult phase, right? We had a decade-long civil war, decade plus long civil war, and that caused a lot of Liberians to leave the country. Hundreds of thousands of Liberians left Liberia, and they scattered around the West African sub-region, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria. And yes, the war ended many years ago, but if you take note, there are thousands of Liberians still languishing in camps around the sub-region. Here in Ghana, in Guinea, we've done survey, we've been to camps in Guinea, we saw the conditions of people down there. So yes, we are here tonight to let the public know that our brothers and sisters are still going through very difficult times in refugee camps, and we need to find a solution, a durable solution to their plight. So last year, year before the last now, 2019 September, we launched a video documentary which was aired in Liberia, talking about the forgotten generation of Liberian refugees. Actually, if you go down Monrovia, you talk about Liberia. People say, "Oh, people stay in refugee camps." Yes, there are Liberians stay outside Liberia in refugee camps and going through very difficult situations. So tonight we're here to talk about our program. We launched the Home Back Home, as you rightfully put it, the Home Back Home program, and that's basically is about building some low-cost housing units on a plot of land that we've already acquired somewhere in Liberia in Bomi County, to be specific. We want to build low-cost homes for Liberians who do not have a place to start from when they should. I mean, when should they be repatriated to Liberia? So yeah, we're here to talk about that plan. I hope my bosses will come on so we can zoom into that even more.
Thank you. Thank you. So we'll go to the video. Um, Let me get Lord, technology always guys. All right. Can you guys see and hear the video?
Yeah.
All these activities which go on in the Bujumburan camp are aimed at one thing: survival. In whatever form it takes, settlers on this camp will do anything to survive. The difficulty encountered each day to keep body and soul active cannot be underestimated.
Education for our children, place to stay, and how our children to work. The children big now, but they're not working. Some of them don't have work. They finish school, but no work.
Men, women, and children are looking up to a day the sun will shine brightly on them, a day of liberation where they have the joy to call the land of their birth their home.
Some of them usually come to my office to find out when new repatriation exercise will take place. So I told them that I will consult the camp management and the UNHCR to get the actual time when this will. For sure, it will happen, but the time is what I don't know. But we have a good number of people who want to go back home, but they have reservations.
Opened by the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, UNHCR, in 1990, the Bujumbura refugee camp hosted more than 45,000 refugees who fled the Liberian Civil War between 1989 and 1996. Between 1999 and 2003, Liberians who escaped the Second Civil War, plus those of Sierra Leone War between 1991 and 2002, also ended up at the camp. In April 2007, the UNHCR started withdrawing all their services from the camp. The official cessation of the status of the refugees in the Bujumbura camp began in June 2010. In 1997, Liberian elections led to the UN declaring a safe repatriation of Liberians who wished to go back to their home country. The settlement then lost most of its funding as the UNHCR decided not to continue assisting the refugees in the camp. Teresa Bunu, a mother of 9, arrived in Ghana in 1993. Her survival, that of a son and grandchild, depends on cooked rice she sells in front of the structure she calls home. Currently, she has no other means to survive because she owes people she trades with and had to stop selling.
They go in the market and beg the people when they give me little things to sell when I cook as then we live on it. That one will live on. The little profit, if I lose, they won't credit me. I have to go and pay to them. So now when you are passing, the people will point finger at me. This woman, when she take your thing, she won't pay. Oh, it's not my way that I won't pay. If I sell the food, sometimes if it don't finish, I have to go into debt. So how the life will go with me. I don't have no one to run to. Seeing the one star, I don't have even mother, sister, brother, no. For God have given me mother and sister. My children, they are my mother, my sister, my everybody.
The whereabouts of her 7 sons is her nightmare.
So we're all here. Now, I don't know where to find them. So I just have my 2 sons and my late grandson. The older one, I the child by this girl, but we don't know where he ended. We don't know the whereabouts, whether in the country or out of the country. About 4 years now.
Going back to Liberia is not her focus now, though she's aware Ghana is not her home, but the education of her son is her priority.
And suppose me, Well, when somebody will just want to support you within 1 or 2 days time, then they turn it back. You still go back in the struggle. If somebody was willing to help me for my children, then even if I will see them, or the youngest, the two that are here with me, send them back. They want to go university, and if they can go, and the future, one of me are older, but they are still young. So I want to somebody who will help me for them to continue their education, for them to be somebody in the future. If they go back home and nobody is willing to help them follow their education, they will become vagabond. They become useless. It's almost like we only come here struggling the same way. Because somebody will come and give you 1 cup of rice a day and feed you 1 or 2 months. They say, okay, you are home now, so I finished with your help. You can fight for yourself. It's all the same thing.
How are the remaining settlers here surviving? How is the life at the camp affecting their well-being?
The general situation here at Budumburam camp is that everyone find for himself. That's number one. Social life, economic life is very, very difficult because there's no job opportunity here. Those who can afford to get something from their relatives abroad that they remit to them, those who are wise use it wisely to invest in small, petty businesses that they help themselves to make ends meet.
Missing children from the camp in the early days seems to be one of the major challenges faced by these people, with the women being the hardest hit.
That's a day I can never forget because I was born April 28th. My son was born on the 6th. So for that date, it can never erase from my head. We were here up to that time. Can you imagine? Eh? So up to this time, what do I have? My son left and went all the way out there, traveling, finding me. People say I'm there. He decided to come here 2010 to find me. When he got to the greatest surprise, it was a great beating. They were beating people, beating men. Because we wanted a welfare council, we wanted a change. They were beating men. After everything, they had given speech and delivered their children, their family to their family, those people to their family. My son just walked to the house while I was there. I thought he was there because we wanted to hear 1 or 2 things. I never spotted him up to this time. He left the nature with me.
Mary Kai narrates a worrying treatment meted out to her during the early days of her arrival.
Until a truck came and they arrested women. Well, yes, it was over. They arrested women and they came out to an unknown place, which was called Kodabe. We were there for 30 days. All of a sudden, they brought us right back on the camp, and we have a protection officer at the time. They call Natalie. She went in the bush, and they gave me us some treatment and thing, and they interviewed us until 1 or 2, and they said they were going to get back to us. Only to our greatest surprise, they put us in the car and they brought buses. They brought us on the camp. From the day they brought us on the camp, they have never come back to us. Single mother at that rate, can you imagine? Even when I was in the bus, because of the fear, I urinate on myself. God is my living witness.
The cliche, home sweet home, is clearly understood when one interacts with some of the Liberians living here. They wish to return home, but the uncertainty of the unknown on the land of their birth has become a nightmare which they battle in their minds each and every day.
If we happen to leave from here now to go even back to Liberia, the story is so pathetic. Liberia is the only country I have so far to my need. This is where God has placed me, and that is my belonging. So I have no qualms. If all other things don't work well, when the need arises for me to go back home, I go back home. But if we go back home, where do we start from? Because our children, they are outgrown us. Will they be able to listen to us? Because for the training I got from my parents, my late parents, I'm not seeing me passing that on to my children.
You just have place in Liberia
that they volunteer to give, the refugee that return, and they show it, and they come, they show it like movie, that this is what the people having for you. When you go, this is play your OP. They play that single or shuffling or so and so place. You show it, you come, like around 7 o'clock. They made announcement before you come, and you started to show it. You will see. You won't have no car to carry people. People will be on land to go. That's the main thing that holding people here. In life, where you sleep, come first. When they break, you can go around. Maybe somebody eating, they will say, let's eat. But when you're in a night, where you will sleep? We want to go home, but some of us cannot even go by road. And we don't have anything to go and start always. We want to go, but we have nothing to go and start. Like maybe you get money to buy goods when you get home, you can start something. We don't have that for us. And they said they were coming to get back to us. Then the COVID-19 came, Ebola came. So we are still waiting for them what they can do. I don't know anybody there. Of course, I get my father back home, my father for a poor family, So I don't have anything that I want to go to depend on my parents. And my parents are renting, they don't have their own place. My father renting 1-bedroom house, and he don't have his own place. So I'm able to go back home, empty him there, and go stay with my father. That's why I stay here.
This is the market the foodstuffs of the camp dwellers come from. The women have made the market the only source of income for the survival of their families. Due to the small nature of the market, the traders in here run shift so that most of them can also have the opportunity to feed their families. But going home to Liberia is something they wish, but how difficult is it for them? Josiah Payfaye says, based on personal experience, he's not ready to return to Liberia.
Each and every one of us have our own personal reasons or fleeing our country to come here. So it's not everybody that will take the decision to say, yes, I'm going back. My reasons of not going back to Liberia is I have fear of persecution in Liberia. And I have my personal story, which I was able to have the opportunity in 2012 to explain to the UNHCR. And based on that, because 2012, there was an option that was given to every one of us. And people decided to go back home, people decided to stay here, and I personally, with some other people, decided not to go home due to some personal reasons, fear of persecution.
The situation in the camp is not absolutely a dead one, because some of the people fortunately had opportunities to develop themselves to acquire some profession which has given them some form of comfort.
I was always hopeful that yes, I will go to school right after the secondary school. So as things are going within this friend's house, who is the Ghanaian brother or friend, through his mother, I had a sponsor who I met in her workplace and said that, she spoke with me and I told her, look, I wanted to go to school. But then she asked me, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to go into computing because it was the order of the day. And he said, okay, that would be good. So let's take it on. When I get back to the United States, let me know, and then we'll take it from there. So when she got back, I went on to access schools, and I came across this school, NIIT. Then they were offering programming and networking, but I went for programming.
For Malba Moyo, though he had the opportunity to be educated, the situation is still difficult for him because of the way he claims the Ghanaian authorities are handling the refugee situation.
I struggled. I went to the agric school at Swansea Farm Institute 1998 and got a certificate in agriculture as a generic agric. So I used that agric paper to work on the farm on Buduburan camp. And then I used that same paper to apply for education support through the UN. So I went to Jackson Educational Complex through Winneba University. So I got a diploma, and then I began teaching. So after that, I went to School of Social Work at OSU. So I had 2 diplomas, and I used them to struggle until I got my degree. Ghanaian and international community are not being fair to us. As I'm sitting, I'm an integrated person. I've been integrated after all this struggle. And they told us that when we are integrated, they will make sure to provide security for us, health services for us. They will give us lodging. They will give our children education. Do you understand? So local integration was defined to us. That local integration means we educate you. If you went to school in Ghana and you are qualified, any qualification that you have equivalent to what a Ghanaian have, you have the chance to do that same work. But now if you apply for any job, they ask you, are you a Ghanaian? And we don't do that in Liberia. Ghanaians are working into our system. Ghanaians are doing what we are not even doing. And we have come as refugees. If you know you're not treated like that, don't promise us. And they force us to take integration.
One person has a vision and determination to liberate the camp settlers from the difficulty they find themselves in. Executive Director of Liberia Returnee Network, Marshall, has taken it upon himself to find solace for the settlers, especially those who will want to return home.
I fought these battles from years, seeking the welfare of Liberian refugees all around the world, especially within the sub-region. And I feel that Liberian refugees need a better life, a better status, and they should be able to be well taken care of in a better way. And the sub-region, they have not been able to get these incentives. So I still believe that someone out there that still cares that Liberians can get a better life. Even if not in their home country of asylum, they get a better life back home. And this is the place I stand, and I have the faith that these things can happen. And so the Liberian refugee should be able, those host country and the government of Liberia, the United Nations, and philanthropists, people are still longer in exile and have no reason of being there and are tired of being there. There is a meaning to life than being a refugee. So stay with us today and give them a reason of being a human. Because refugees are human beings and human beings have rights. And the rights should be respected under the Geneva Convention.
Brenda A. Torh coordinates between Liberia and Ghana for Liberia Returnee Network.
The Liberia Returnee Network has been in existence since 2012, was established in February in Liberia. And it is solely geared towards helping the returnees, okay, because those who were here also returned, and then those who are still here, when they get back, okay, to also give them the chance to make a better life, out of themselves after spending so many years here in Ghana. And we have worked with a lot of NGOs, both locally and internationally, one of which is UNIDO, and another one too is also ALBA. Now, ALBA is an acronym for the Association of Liberian Businesses in America, and they are also doing a very good job. We applaud them, okay, for their numerous support and everything they've been doing for the organization, trying to give our people skills in entrepreneurial development, and all of which is helping them to stay on their own, be self-sufficient, self-reliant, and that is what we need for our people who have been so traumatized since the war, and then making them to put smiles on their faces so that as they know that they have people who will help them to stand on their feet.
Whether the Liberians at the camp get opportunity to go back to their home country or not, their survival wherever they find themselves in the country cannot be denied. The onus lies on the government of Liberia to ensure its citizens are safe wherever they find themselves, and how soon can their children know they have a home elsewhere?
Welcome back to the Issues Room. Another beautiful, beautiful, beautiful documentary. I thought that was important to carry this documentary because it sets the scene for the conversation here tonight. Moses,
Yeah.
we have Tyrone Marshall now. He made it in, the executive director. And we also have Brenda, who was just on the video.
Okay.
On the
Yeah.
video. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Brenda is getting
Yeah.
a little bit of feedback.
Yeah. I think that's a problem with her system.
That's the problem with her. Do you have any gadget on in your background? Do you have any gadget on in your background?
Nope, not at all.
Okay, so I'll just mute you and come back to you.
Okay, so I'll just mute you and come back to you.
Hopefully that will eliminate.
Hopefully that.
Okay, there you go. So I think it's coming from her end. I'll come back to you, Brenda. Tyrone, welcome. We already set the stage.
Thank you.
We thought to bring in the video. We don't want to go back. Tonight is fundraising. We don't have a lot of time, but one of the burning questions that I have on my mind to pose to you first, before we proceed. There were a lot of things that came out in this video. One of my concerns here is, have you ever been privileged to address the National Legislature of Liberia to make this case?
No.
Why not?
I have written. We've written them. We even, when we started the home by home campaign, our team even did a package and distributed it at the national legislature, and you would be surprised. We walked from office to office, and no one was able to listen to us. And they took our packages. They took it. There was just one person who even gave up $45 for professionalism. We can't call it the representative name.
Mm-hmm.
Give up 45 United States dollars as a way of supporting the cause, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, Moses, you work at the national legislature. How does one get to engage the House, especially on this kind of national issue? Just a minute.
Yeah, I cover the House briefly. There are committees, that are associated with various sectors of society. You can ask to speak to the leadership of the House of Representatives or the leadership of the Senate. Once you meet with the Senate Secretary, you meet with the Secretary of the House of Representatives, and others in the administrative function of the House leadership, you should be able to get connected with people. But
the
go
reason
ahead.
I brought this up because in the documentary, the onus is on the Liberian government to do everything in its power to have our people come back home. There hasn't been war since 2005, to say the least, because we had elections. I'm not looking at the interim government period on Alida Bryan, but I'm talking about since the elections. And here we are, long into 2022, and yet nothing's been done. It seems as though these people are really forgotten, as per the documentary.
Volcano, I would not want to say that. This situation is a little bit technical.
No, that's why I said according to the documentary.
Yeah. When you watch the video and the information that we have out there, the Liberian Civil War came to an end, meaning the Civil Wars, 1989 to 2003. The Civil War ended. And in 2004, the United Nations High Commission introduced a voluntary repatriation program for Liberian refugees. At that time, 10,000 Liberian refugees in Ghana, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, and Guinea agreed to return to Liberia. And those people were repatriated voluntarily. When they returned, they were given household items. They were assisted with agricultural tools, and they also got food ration. That is the information that we have out there, right? And at that time, based on the information I have, is that some Liberian refugees in other parts of the country refuse to leave. They refuse to take advantage of this opportunity. Like some of the people were saying in the video, they had nowhere to go to. They had nothing to start from. And then in 2012, the United Nations, again, the UNHCR, having seen the improvement in the security situation in Liberia and other parts of the world, uh, 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 um, the Liberian refugee program was, came to an
Decommission?
end.
Is it the one
Yeah,
you call
there was,
decommission?
yeah, it was decommission and there was a decessation. There was a decessation in the refugee program because at the time, Liberia was considered peaceful and stable. So when that happened, Liberian refugees in Ghana again were told that, hey, if you want to leave, fine. If you don't want to, you can decide to stay. And there's a report out there that shows that at that time, 450 Liberians in Ghana voluntarily accepted to stay. And arrangement was made with ECOWAS countries that wherever there were refugees that decided to stay, they had the likelihood of being integrated into the larger societies of those countries. So you see the complexity there. Now you have a stable country, quote unquote stable country, the assumption that everything is well. How do you justify that you are still a refugee? That's the complexity. Because to be considered a refugee, you must be what? Fleeing what? A war. There must be a fear of what? Persecution. You must be fleeing a natural disaster. Are you currently fleeing a disaster in your home country? Is there anyone in your home country that is currently persecuting you? You know, is there a war in Liberia? This is the complexity, Volcano. And
All
and
right.
wh-
So
I hope
so
that
let me
the
hear
guys
let me
can
hear
better
from
explain this for us
let me hear
tonight.
from Esionye quick.
Mhm.
Esionye, I think Moses laid the framework here that there is. I think the foundation here is that there is a complexity of the situation.
Yeah.
From the documentary, some people seeing that almost nothing to return to,
Mhm.
and some people have made efforts to
I've made
return.
efforts to
Some people want to return. The unfortunate thing is January 4th was the day for many of those people to return. But let me come to Brenda quick, and then because she was like the champion on the whole returning thing of January 4th, and since she has been struggling to come through, let me see if we'll be able to have her in tonight. So you can hear me?
Brenda?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir, I
right.
can.
So yeah, so you're following the conversation. There
Yes,
is
sir.
a mix, yeah, there is a mixture of everything that we're hearing. So tell us exactly
Okay.
what happened on January 4th.
Um, you mean this January 4,
Yeah, the
this
January
2000.
4th we had a conversation that the
Okay.
folks about 800 or so were supposed to be
Yes, sir.
heading for Liberia.
Okay.
And then what
Um,
happened? Did they go?
no, nobody left. I was on a camp yesterday also, and there seems to be nothing at the kind. There was no movement, no anything at the kind, nothing.
So
Everybody's
who was
still.
supposed Who was supposed to manage all of this? Was it the Liberian government, the Ghanaian government, the UNHCR, LRN?
Liberian
Who's responsible?
government and no, not LRN. Liberian government and the Ghanaian government. They were to do that.
And so, what is happening now?
For now, I cannot say because for the Liberian government side, we are not into that. They are solely on the government side, and we are in the civil society.
Yeah, but again, you said the Liberian government is involved. And do you see representatives from the government in Bujumbura? Do you see representatives from the Ghanaian government in Bujumbura?
Nope, sir. Not that I know. Yesterday I was there. I saw nobody. No.
So how were these people supposed to go? By trucks, by ship, by airplane?
Okay. The director and I were part of a stakeholders meeting. So the LRRC call on us and knows us as a stakeholder in repatriating people. So in the entire refugee issue. So there was a meeting held when I was in Monrovia in late November last year, just before the Christmas. And they laid out, they gave us a roadmap about how they're going to take people from here. And what we heard was that the government of Ghana has decided to help take people from the refugee camp to the border of Liberia, and the Liberian government will be responsible for taking those people into Liberia. That's what we were told. So they asked us that if we can work along with them in Ghana here to profile people, because I told them that I have a team here in Ghana that we can work along with that if that is what they want. So they said, okay, that's what they want. Okay. But since I got back, before I came back, I contacted the LRRC executive director, and I was told nothing. So I just came back, and I didn't hear anything about it. So just yesterday, I was there, and there is no issue at all. So
I know Moses is going to come in. I know Moses is going to come in, but quickly, man. If this is the arrangement here is that the Liberian government will receive her people. The Ghanaian government will take them to the border of Liberia and Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
Because there's many borders.
True.
Liberia does not share border with Ghana. It shares border with Ivory Coast, right?
No.
So
yeah, it's through Ivory Coast.
Okay. So then they'll take the folks to the Ivory Coast and Liberia border. When that is done, then the Liberian government takes receipt of them and put them to where they want to go.
Yeah.
So how honest is the Ghanaian government that they really want to move the people to the Ivorian Liberian border? Why wouldn't they do their part? And let's see what happens from there.
That is what I cannot say, because I think it should have been, some seriousness from the Liberian government's end, okay, so that what these people can also carry out their part of the bargain, because it's like I'm doing this for you, okay. So like I said, they haven't done anything, the profiling whatsoever they talked about, they haven't done this. So then the government hasn't received any a number of people whom they should take to that border area. So I think they just relax. But I tell you, I'm sure that's what
you give a head count the last time of 800 people or more. Are you seeing those people around? Are those people still trying to say, yeah, we want to go and this is where we stuck here in limbo?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That number I gave you, like I said, it was an estimated number of people that we have interacted with. LRN has interacted with. All right. And according to them, they have more of their people. That's why I said what estimated over. Okay. So for the LRRC, the government side, I don't know how many persons they think or they know that they can, bring about. But it's people who have believed in our project, our initiative, and because we are not ready, so we have been thinking about using a platform like this one also to extend the time for the demolition, so that when we are done with our projects of the housing and stuff, then they can carry out their things, and then we can also get these people back. So that's why I talk about being in the civil society and then being in the government sector. So most of their stuffs I can't answer for them, but I can answer for LRN. That's our job.
Thank you. Moses.
Yeah, yeah. I want Brenda to help us here with the data. Your network work with refugees currently, based on your own assessment, your fee assessment, based on your service delivery, all of that. What number are you working with? How many affected families or individuals we talking about here?
Okay, for those that we have come into contact with, most of which
Yes.
are from the documentary and whatsoever you saw. That's why
Yeah,
I gave you
based on your head
that.
count. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Based on
Based
your
on my
head
head
count.
count,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's the number we talking
For
about
family,
here?
yeah, for family heads. That's why I give you that 800, because most of them they have children that they don't know where they are, according to the video of the other lady who had the 9 children and now she has only 2. So based on the head count of the family heads, I gave you that 800 and estimated.
And you're telling us that these the 800 is the number of individuals that are ready to return to Liberia today. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
And
So when
most of them said they have other friends. Okay, because I tell you, people have been in limbo. Like we know, some people talk about staying, some talk about going, but
yeah.
we are not forcing people. Like I said the other day. So those who were ready and knew that what this is their pressing issue, they came up
Mm-hmm.
first to us.
Okay.
All right, and then those they have also. So I just estimated that.
Okay. So as part of the arrangement with the Ghanaian government, the Liberian government involving your entity, what was the mode of transportation? The refugees, were they to be driven to the airport or they were going to fly?
Okay, for are you talking about the one that I just
Yeah,
explained about the
yeah,
currency in the
yeah, the
government?
arrangement.
Moses, she
Yeah.
said they were taking them to the border
Oh,
by
okay.
road.
They
The
were to be
border,
driven.
that's
Okay,
by
okay,
road, yeah, that's by road.
okay,
But
okay,
LRN wants to take them by air, so
okay.
through the airport. What they want to do,
Tyrone.
because we had a lot of people talking about not wanting to come. They are old and they cannot go by road.
So Tyrone, where is LRN now with everything that is happening from your perspective? I'm sure you're still in Liberia, and Brenda and Esionye are both in Ghana. But
Ghana, yeah.
what's going on? Is this hitting a brick wall? Would that be redress? Will you guys really work to get some of these people back home? And what picture are you painting to them to encourage them to go back home?
To go back home.
Go ahead.
I think I think the first thing we try to tell them is that there's this slogan, it's better to die home than to die abroad. Especially in a refugee camp, in a refugee situation. So what we do when we get to the refugee camps, like we were just in Guinea. When we got to Guinea, we were able to talk to them, and the condition in which they are living is not favorable. And we tell them the only thing that we can offer you is the advocacy that we are doing. And to tell you that we are serious about this, we have put our money into it. The money that we are using and going all over West Africa to encourage Liberians to come by home, and then buying 10 acres of land. All of those things is we could use that money for something else. All right, and other people that are here. But in serving the situation, when we get to the refugee camp, we tell them what it is, because the life on the refugee camp is no life.
because we ourselves experienced it before. And when people explain their story to you, you know that this life is no life. And so we counsel them. We get in the same shoes with them. And looking at our status, we too were once refugees. And today we are encouraging you to come home. Despite of the political situation within our country, the economic situation within our country, but no matter what it is, Liberia is the best place to be presently. And so they are encouraged based on what we've told them, based on a couple of things that we've been doing, based on our track record, based on things that we are pressing into. I'm in Liberia, on Brenda and Uzondu, they are there. They are encouraging the people. Is that we are not only concerned about Ghana alone, although Ghana came on a spotlight, but we are also concerned about the other countries like Guinea, and they live a very deplorable condition there. So they are convinced. Many of them are convinced. Like the number that Brenda gave is a family head. So if you check within the family head, you get to find out that you have more than 2,000 to 3,000 persons within the 800, more than 2,000 to 3,000 that are willing to come home. All right. Mm-hmm. When we went to the camp in Guinea, the family heads are there. Are 600 plus family heads. If you're checking them by numbers, they are above 1,000, 3,000 plus. But just by family heads that we're checking, all right. And these are people that are living under harsh conditions. Mm-hmm. They have to fend to make ends meet. I just want to address something a little bit before I continue with a question. What Brother Moses said. The issue with repatriation in the mid 2000s, mm-hmm. repatriation was incomplete. The tripartite agreement that brought about the repatriation was never adhered to. You can sign a document and you have a group of people that supposed to benefit certain things, and you bring somebody after 10, 15 years, after 20 years in a refugee camp, and given a set of pot, a blanket, a half bag of rice, and a gallon of oil, and you tell them, say, find your way, and maybe you give them 50 United States dollars. When they start with $5. So this was very much inhumane act. So it did not encourage a lot of Liberians that were already in the refugee camp and know the locale they were in and used to come home. Because I'm already in Bujumbura. I grew up there. I lived there for 15, 20 years. And then you taking me from there. I went there at the age 18, 17. And I lived all my life there. I already get married. I already have children. And then you taking me from there to bring me to Liberia. I don't know the terrain. And only to give me a set of pot, half bag of rice, a gallon of oil, 2 blankets. And you tell me, say, make your way out. So a lot of people got the news back in these refugee camps and said, but it's better if I stay here. Because if I get there, there'll be nothing. It will be difficult for me. And that's how you see a lot of people stay in the refugee camps today and in the deplorable conditions. Because the Liberian government did not do anything feasible. The UNHCR and the Liberian government and the rest of the people lied to the people. When even when they want to convince us, they show us a gas station, Total gas station. Because when we left, we never left Total gas station in Liberia. We never left the bank, LBDR bank on 9th Street. So to convince us that Liberia was only a powerful group, so they brought the pictures to us. And they show it, in a documentary, Liberia is okay. You can come home. But then,
Tyrone, I think we've made the case a lot. It's 8 o'clock, and I want to officially launch this phone drive tonight. I think this story is not new. We've covered it. It's reverberating, and so let's officially launch the fund drive tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, our fan base here in the issues room, and those of you watching from wherever you are, some people have already asked us. I'm here getting feedback again.
Someone's monitoring.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wherever you are, we appreciate your gesture here tonight. Please, please, please come in here and support the Liberia Returnee Network, whatever it is. They've acquired 10 acres of land in Liberia. They want to start a small settlement there to have some of these folks come back home. Part of what they would need would be utensils. They will need building material. They will need tarpaulin and stuff, whatever it is. Apart from that, in terms of physical cash, they don't have a definite amount to say we're going to raise $100,000 is our target, because they know that a gesture like this is coming from the soul. So whatever the contribution you want to make, you can make it through the issues room number. The 404-272-2808 is the Cash App number. If you're going to make a donation, just put that for LRN. You can also do that through Zelle. If you have Bank of America or whatever the banking institution you have, you can utilize that the Zelle and save for LRN. Now, granted, it is my number. You will see Volcano Shelton for Cash App, and when you put your number in, put the number into Zelle, you'll see that it's my number. But whatever contribution you put forth, just make sure you say LRN for LRN, and all that monies that will be raised will come back and we'll give it to LRN. So again, there is an official launching. The number you can call now if you want to make a contribution. We don't want to have interviews and conversation again. We want to raise some money here tonight. So call now. The line's open. Please call 404-272-2808. Again, 404-272-2808. Many of you who were on the refugee camps around the sub-region and are doing well now in America, who were repatriated to America, who now have status, who now have jobs, this is the opportunity to give back to where you once were a refugee. So it's on you, folks. If you know the situation in Ghana, you know the situation that you've gone through over the years, and now you're doing well anywhere you are, whether in Europe, in America, even those of you in Liberia who have gone back home and doing well can be the crusaders to encourage many of your folks to come back. So please, the contribution you make here tonight will go a long way. Again, the number is posted. Don't ask me, say where the number is, right there. 404-272-2808. Cash App Zelle. And you can call now. Let's have a conversation, engage these folks. Moses?
Yeah, quickly for Kenna. The project on hand is good for Tyrone and the rest of the crew to give the people an idea in terms of what their expectations are. Even if people make less donation, that will be okay. But at least let us have an idea. You have a big project on hand. How much do you need to be able to effectively, help these people get back home? Tyrone, Albert, Brenda, any of you can go.
I think I would love for the PRO to address that.
Okay. Yeah, Uzondu.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, though. You rightfully said it, Moses. We've got an ambitious project, and just to address the issue about whether people want to go home or not, yes, people want to go home. So we've passed that stage already. We're not talking about whether people want to go home or not.
Yeah.
We're talking about how to receive our people should they go home. That's where we are.
Okay.
We've gone ahead to acquire 10 acres of land already.
So now, how much do you need to move the people? That's the question.
So we are
right now
500,000 Liberians across the world, $10 each.
So you're talking about what?
You see, here's the thing.
Does that come out of $5 million?
Uzondu, let me take you back again.
raising $5
Moses, give
million
me a
here
chance.
tonight on the show.
Mm-hmm.
We're not raising $5 million here tonight on the show. $5 million
Sure.
will sound like a lot of money. But for what we intend to do, for the kind of things that our people are going through, for the number of people we are targeting, $5 million is no money.
Okay.
But it's a seed money, because that seed money will be used to hire local construction companies. That same money will be used to build houses. We will use that same money to repatriate people. That same money will be used to buy household materials, to start people up. Don't forget now, LRN has two wings. We have our empowerment wing and we have our advocacy wing.
Okay.
We already have empowerment programs running. We're training people already in Liberia. We're training people. We're in the 6th cohort of training in Liberia already. So $5 million will sound like a lot of money, but that's a seed money that's going to be turning around, because we will assist these people to go back. We are targeting up to 6,000 indirect beneficiaries in this total program. 6,000 indirect beneficiaries that will be given low cost housing to start up with should they return home. We've got a project we're working on it. We're going to be presenting it to the public subsequently, but it's documented and everything is there. The housing units, the plan, everything, we're working on it. The director will give more detail about that. But that's the seed money we're looking at. But here tonight, we're not telling Liberians to bring $5 million. No, that's not the situation.
Okay.
We're saying if you got $10, drop it there. If you got $5, chunk it in there. If you got $2, it's going to go to helping somebody. If we cannot take everybody home right now, we can send money to Guinea on the refugee camp and buy food for people who are struggling. Liberians here were expecting to return home on the 4th of January. We put them together, we spoke for them. They were all in high gears, only to get broken. In fact, people live on the camp right now, like they are uncertain. They don't know what to do. Schools that are run by Liberians on the camp, they are even afraid to start re-registration because they don't know what will happen. They don't know if they will be forcefully evacuated from the camp. That's why we are using even this medium to talk to authorities in Ghana to put a hold on the whole demolition situation until we can have this issue addressed. We're not talking about why our brothers and sisters are still out of. No, we are already past that stage. Let's find a durable solution for them. So that's what we're targeting. We have a big ambitious project here, but whatsoever you can give to a suffering Liberian, do it.
And
So,
Moses, you know
yeah.
the pathetic part about everything, if you look in the budget, nothing there. The
Thank
Liberian
you.
budget.
Like,
You're
I
bragging
don't
that
want
they
to
passed the
discuss
biggest
politics.
budget, but nothing
You know,
there.
we're talking about $500 million project. Look
Yeah.
at LRC budget in that $500 million. How much will LRC be receiving? What are they saying to the public about how much they'll be receiving and what they'll be using that money for? We are not government. We are not. We are. We live on donations. We live on people assisting us. All right, and we've trained a lot of people in Liberia already to different vocations in Liberia, so we know what we're talking about. We know what we're doing. All right, so
I
this
got
is
a
not
quick
about
question
government.
here. I got a quick question here from Samuel Abu. He says, "Where is the land?" And I know you guys said somewhere in Bomi or Cape Mount, right?
Director will
Where's
give.
where's the land located at?
The land is located in Clay,
Clay Bomi. Okay. Then he says, "Where is the document of the
in
land?
Bomi.
Do you have the deed? Were you able to acquire the deed?"
The deed, but by Wednesday, because because of the Christmas season, the superintendent and the commissioner, they went to land commission, and everybody was like after the holidays, and so I just spoke with them today. They said by Wednesday, next Wednesday, the deed, everything will be prepared, and then would now do the probate and then do everything, and we'll bring the deed on the scene show and then display it. Volcano, you're going to display it for us. So let people see that what we are saying is factual. We chose bombing. Somebody may say, why bombing? But we chose bombing. The area located, it is economical wise that this is why we chose this place. Because if you carry someone to Marshall, These people, they are in refugee camp. They are travelers already. So between Bar and Clay, the piece of land that is there, you can quicker move to Sierra Leone. Go to Sierra Leone border, do your trading, and come back to Liberia. You can come to Douala. You can do your trade and come right back. So economically, the situation, the land is suitable where it is. And everyone we have spoken to, they say, I mean, it like just God just directed you guys to where you people want. If you carry them to Torh, it will be very much difficult because economic situation there not too feasible.
Thank you. I have a caller on the line. Let's hear from this caller. Caller, good evening. Welcome to the Issues Room.
Yeah, Volcano, this is Riverside Pro. How you doing, bro?
We're good. We're good.
Good, Riverside.
Yes.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah, I just joined, but I know they had a previous segment and I listened to it the last time. So my question, I know those people that you the land that he's trying to acquire and those people he bring it from the refugee camps, technically they will be internally displaced. So what plan as far as feeding? Because is it working in collaboration with the United Nations World Food Program or some humanitarian group that will help with feeding? Because you don't want to have a camp and create another Zogo camp within another Zogo camp. We already, because if those people there, they don't have work, they don't have food, and then the next thing they start leaving the camp and start robbing other people. Because I live in refugee camp for years. I've seen those things happening. So what plan, which NGO are you collaborating with to have feeding for these people in the meantime before they start finding jobs or other things? I mean, what's the plan?
All right, my man. That question you asked plenty, you will contribute. So wait, they'll answer the question. Hold on, don't go nowhere. Brenda, come in. What the plan?
Go ahead,
Okay.
Brenda.
What a wonderful question. Actually, we have come as we are. All right, like our PRO is saying, we depend on people donations. So the plan is just there. We are we bring the ideas, but we don't have the hand. All right, that's why we are here. So incorporating other people is what we want. So for now, we don't have any World Food Program or any other organization that's going to help with feeding and what. So we're just depending on whatever we get from whatever we're going to what we are about to raise. That is just as plain and simple as
yeah.
Hold on. The PRO want to say something.
I'll get out of what the question Reverend Pro is asking. There was someone in the documentary that said something. You could get a question.
You got something in the background?
Yeah, let me address that. He got in my co-worker. I won't bring that.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, Chief. So I was saying this. A lady in the documentary said something. She said, you give somebody food to eat. Yes.
But nowhere to sleep.
Is what is very, very important. We don't want to create a situation where people will be dependent upon us. Some of these people have got traits. Look, Liberia will need these people home because some of them they are trained people. They are trained in different. They are not Zogos, as you compare. These are people who've got trained, who went to school. We're not talking about Zogos here. These are people who can be engaged in the development process of Liberia, in the reconstruction process in the reconciliation process of Liberia. That's what we're trying to do. We're not trying to create a situation where we have people depending on us to feed them. No, they can create jobs on their own.
Thank you. So, Riverside Pro. So, listen, I understand where you're coming from, but Liberians are proud people. If they could hustle in Ghana, in other places, and they survive, once they come back home, and especially the location they carry them, they'll be able to do farming and things. Again, I think the idea here is to support the worthy cause. So what is your contribution, initial contribution tonight?
So I will get to you, Volcano, but no, seriously, I will get to you. I don't know if they got a website or anything.
No, look there. You see the number on the screen. You're using the Issues Room, the 404 number for Cash App or Zelle.
Oh, okay,
And
okay,
then
okay.
just
Yeah.
put there for LRN.
Oh, LRN.
Yes.
Okay.
Once you put that there, we'll collect it. We'll give them. We'll come back here. We'll give them the money because everything here is of transparency. You understand me?
Okay.
Whatever that
Okay.
contribution is. So,
Okay.
whatever it is, we appreciate it, my brother. Thank you for
Okay.
calling.
Okay, you're welcome.
You see what interesting, Moses? We come into national issue, the welfare of our people, because we ain't talking politics. Didn't want to call tonight. Because we're talking contribute now. If you even give $10, like the folks are saying, I think all of our viewers here tonight can afford even $10. If we even raise $200-300,
That's okay.
that's what it is. That's a widow's might. So, folks, we want to encourage you. Please, I know that you don't have to disclose what you want to give. You have the number, you have the information. When I leave the studio tonight, I want to see something in my inbox, so that I can begin to share with them what we collected here. Please go to the number 404, find the cash app rather. You see my picture, make the contribution, just notate for LRN if you do the same for Zelle. Please, let's do something. These are our people, whatever the situation. I'm sure Moses and myself, on behalf of the issues, we make our
Yeah,
own.
we're not gonna walk away
Yeah,
from there.
we
Yeah,
we'll
but
make our own,
yeah,
widow's might
yeah.
contribution.
So
if I'm just,
so
if I'm just
you
our people,
know,
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
no, quickly, I just wanted to say,
He wanted to say
Uganda.
something. I don't know what he wanted to say.
Okay, let him go ahead, and then I can come in. Go ahead, Uzondu.
No, I mean I was just basically trying to say our people didn't come out like they planned this trip and left Liberia, kind of like we're going for vacation.
I have a caller on the line. Let me come to the caller quick because right now
Okay.
this is caller
Sure.
segment.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Go to the
Let it
caller.
be. The caller calls from what you call it, man? Pennsylvania. What's your name?
Is that 202 number?
Yeah, Mr. Abu.
Is
Welcome,
that
Mr.
202?
Abu.
What do you mean 202?
Oh, yeah, okay. Volcano, how you doing?
We're good.
Good,
Moses
Mr. Abu.
and our guest tonight, how you doing?
Good.
You have a very good program that you have set up. But I know that you have been waiting for a very long time to see what you can do to have your impact on these refugees. Moses earlier laid a platform about refugee situation, even though your public relation officer keeps saying that we have already gone beyond that and we are at this point. But sometimes we have to lay on what has happened before to encourage people to make contributions. Before I go further, Volcano, I'm contributing $100.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Abu.
Thank you, Mr. Abu.
I'm a journalist and the president for the Alger
Delaware Valley.
Delaware Valley Alger Association, or the Liberian Journalists Association of the Americas.
Thank you, Mr. Abu.
And what I'm saying,
Moses, you wrote that down for me?
Oh, okay. Let me take note of it.
Currently, maybe by profession, some of you must know that I am doing immigration studies at the Villanova University. And at the same time, I am also a coordinator for refugee resettlement for the Catholic Social Services in the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. And I know a lot about this immigration and refugee situation. When you become a refugee, which Moses had earlier defined what a refugee is, first of all, you have to be recognized by UNHCR. By just going by yourself, if you are not recognized by UNHCR, you are not a refugee on the international level. It will only be by yourself saying that you are a refugee. But then when UNHCR comes in, you are in a country, there are three options that you have. One, for you to return home when there is peace and favorable peace in your country. Number two is you decide to resettle in another country. Currently, we have only 7 countries that people can resettle in. USA, Canada, Australia, Sweden, Norway, and Netherlands. Now, those countries will decide to take you, and it's a lot of process that you go through for you to be accepted for resettlement. The third option is, according to the United Nations Convention on Refugee, you can be integrated into the community of your host country, which means that they can provide a pathway for you to become a citizen in that country, where you will enjoy the rights of a citizen. And we should be very conversant that when they say you enjoy the rights, in every country, the guy citizenship, there may be on two factions: citizenship by birth and citizenship by paper. And every other thing you would do, no matter where is it, your rights will never be equally equal. As George Orwell would say, they will never be equally equal. Now, as Moses said earlier, which I agree with him, there have been organized repatriations, and there have been UNHCR voluntary repatriations, which we are following in past years. Liberians who are still in Ghana and in West African countries, your current president, your current government, and the government before this, and recognized by the United Nations, have said that your country is free and safe to return. And by every information and documents that we receive, the country is safe. If you decide to continue to be staying away, that means you become an economic migrant, because of what, even when I listen to the video, most of the people say, oh, I go home, there is nowhere for me to stay. Oh, I go home, the country too hard for me, and all of this. But at the same time, they are saying that there is no place like home. It's better for you to die home. So whether your country poor or your country this, it's good. But I agree with you guys with your little venture that you want to make them go home. You want to encourage them to go home. That is good. It's a very good venture. Now we come to Liberia. I did ask a question earlier, where is the land? I know the PR guy, he fumbled to tell me that the land is all the way in this, and he called somebody that they are going to get a document very soon. Now, most of these guys who are in Bujumbura they are urban bred guys. They have lived in the city. That was the same reason that made the 2012 repatriation could not work. Some people went to Monrovia, which we have documents of, received the repatriation package. But because times were hard, they either sold them or gave it to people and returned to Bujumbura and felt that they could live better in Bujumbura than living in Monrovia. Okay. Now, after that, the president, one of the coordinators here, the guests, did say that whatever they gave them were too little for you to resettle in your country. But at the same time, no place like home. Whatever he said, that is your home. That's where your navel stream buried. Okay. We have to go home.
All right. We run out of time.
Chief, I will soon finish. So when you take these guys home, you are body slave. Are you sure you are going to keep them in Bomi, in Sinje, in these places? That's the interior. And some of them have learned professions that will not be marketable in these places. My question comes: are you going to be able to keep them in that place? I'm not talking about feeding.
Yeah, but
to really encourage them to stay there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think if you follow what the executive director said, and the PRO, they talked about different kinds of programming, empowerment, advocacy, and all of that. And most of the folks he said coming back have skills. So it's a startup place. But if these people have the skill set, they can migrate into the city and find jobs. Right now, if you went to Liberia, I know you guys don't go. You know who running all of our construction laborers and stuff? The guys from Guinea can't speak a lick of English, from the Ivory Coast, from Ghana. They're coming to Liberia and making, I almost use the French word here, but they're making thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yes.
Liberians can do the same if they have the skill set. And like they're saying that those guys have developed some degree of skill. So I think that the bottom line, you and I migrated to America. I would say we came here, with no hope, but because the little skills we had and the one that we add onto it got us in a place. So I believe that let the process start and let's see where we go with it. And I think the venture and the gesture should be the way to go, and let's see what happens from there. But we want to
I
thank you
support the
so
program.
much.
That's why I
Yeah.
support the program. That's why I'm making my Widow Minds
Yeah.
contribution. Maybe
Thank you
I will
so much.
consider to do some more.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. And Moses, can you please add Mr. Joe Dawala Hutchison?
Okay.
Joe Hutchison, he also contributed $100. I sent him the information, so he promises rather. I haven't
Okay.
seen where a contribution was made. Thank you, Mr. Abu, for coming through. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
But listen,
So,
Moses, we will be wrapping up in a minute or two.
Oh, really? All right.
Again, people may not make the declaration open here tonight. They will not call, but those folks who will go back can do that behind the scene. And once that information is received, we will process and we'll call these folks back and make
Yeah, we can do this a continuous stuff, But before we leave, let me also commit. The widow's mite. I'm giving you my service, and I also like to commit to this initially. I would commit $50 Volcano. I would contribute $50 towards the initiative.
Okay.
And quickly say that what Mr. Abu was saying, he was just looking at the situation holistically. He supposed the situation, and he also want the engineers behind this program to understand, what
Yeah,
is
there
it
will be unintended consequences. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get your final word, Esionye and
Yes, sir.
Brenda. So we wrap up. Oh, Moses put $50 there for me too.
Okay.
So in from
total
the
is $300.
Yes, from the open here again. As I said, I don't know what will come later.
Yeah.
But I will hope that and we'll try to reach out to some people. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Come in.
Just a quick, Shelton, thank you first of all for the platform. And we did not come to raise, what we intend to raise. No, this is a launch.
Mm-hmm.
Your show is recorded. We share them around. I got them on my platform. I know
Yeah.
people will be watching the show going forward. This information will be posted out there. If there are questions, we are open to answer questions. We are not some kind of fly-by-night organization.
And let me just pause you quick. Someone said here, Josh Sai Leon Nabil Jr. said Cash App is not a workable solution worldwide. So is there any information that you can give here tonight now before we leave that can be utilized if people from Africa, Liberia particular, Ghana, whatever, that they don't have access to Cash App and so forth can make contribution? Do you guys have any information to give right now?
Like a bank account, right?
I provided that information initially to you, but I don't know if you.
All right, just give it now. Do you have it?
Yes, I'm bringing it up right now.
Okay.
So we actually have an account.
Do you have a website?
Excuse me?
Do you have a website?
We have a website, but we're not picking up donations from the website as yet.
Okay.
We are still working
So they're
on that.
not picking up donation from the website. They don't have it set up that way. So you have a bank account. Is it an Echo Bank account? What bank account?
It's a United Bank of Africa account, Liberia Limited.
Okay.
Yeah, just provide the banking information. We can upload
Then
it.
we can
later.
post it right now. Can you do that quickly? Can inbox it or
Yeah,
something?
I sent it. Let me see. I don't know if I can just. Or do you want me to read it out or something like that?
Yeah, read it out. I'll type it in if you got the number or
Good.
the
So
information.
the number, the bank account number is CTIU
CTIU
533
533.
ABA.
What's that?
ABA.
A.
I think that's it. Are you talking about the ABA number?
Hold on.
This
Moses,
is
let me get this quick.
the bank SWIFT code.
Hold on.
Right now.
Hold on. You said C CTIU 533. A as in apple, B as in boy, A as in apple.
Exactly.
Okay, what else?
021
Go ahead.
000089.
All right, let me read that out. CTIU 533 ABA 021 000089.
Yes. And the bank is United Bank of Africa, Liberia Limited. The holder, the account holder's name is Liberia Returnee Network.
United Bank of Africa, Liberia Limited.
Yes, sir.
And the account holder is what?
LRN.
Liberia Returnee Network. Are we done?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Parting words, Brenda.
Your parting word, Brenda.
On mute? Okay. I think I want to thank you for the effort tonight. It's very wonderful. Thank you for your services also. And I think I've found a friend, Mr. Abu, my fellow, how do I call it, coordinator for the archdiocese that he talked about in Pennsylvania. I think we would love to work along with him. Okay, I'm
Good.
also the coordinator for LRN. So if he would want to be our friend, which of course we would love because he has details and all that, I think we can work along with him. So if you can do that connection for us, I would be very glad to have him on. Thank you to everybody who has done this initial contributions. We applaud you, and we say we will continue to raise this. And next time we come up on the show, we hope to have something that we can start up with so that next time we have a feedback to say, yeah, we have cleared and we have done this, we have probated and all that, so people can see actually what we really want to do. Thank you so much for the time, and thank you. Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Esionye?
Yes, sir. I mean, Mr. Sandy, Shelton, thank you very much for the opportunity. And we are open for questions. And I will also say thank you to those who initially donated. We will be working along with them. This is just the kickoff of the drive. But we'll be going to organizations, and you people talked about the idea of us having a visit up to the states or whatever. We still thinking about that as well. We got a project we can come up there and present to you people in a better format on a 1 hour and 30 minutes energy. We won't be stopping. We work on that in the back to see how we can work on having a trip to better explain this idea to people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, lady.
Thank you.
man.
Thank you, guys.
Mr. Marshall. Apparently, he may have had issues out there in Monrovia. But again, quickly, let me just go over the information. You can make your contribution to the LRN fund drive to help repatriate Liberians from the Bujumbura camp and other places in the West African sub-region. Use 404-272-2808. You'll see my picture for Cash App, and you can use that also for Zelle. Now, they have an account in Africa, and that account number, as you can see, is CTIU 533 ABA 021000089, and is at the United Bank of Africa Limited, Liberia Limited. The account holder is the Liberia Returnee Network. We hope that you will make your contribution. Please, let's do this. I mean, we can raise money for politicians who don't give a crap about us. We go around here putting money in politicians' pocket, putting buying T-shirts and caps and the whole 9 yard. But when it comes to helping your own Liberian people, especially those of you who stay in refugee camp, I mean, let's put it right. Moses, I think the idea is to give back to your community, right?
Yeah.
We love the art of broadcasting, so we're giving back to our community. So
Yeah.
those folks who were in refugee camps
Similar
all over the
situation.
sub region who are
Yeah.
doing well, there's $10, $5, $15 will make a difference. Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it was a
and
good conversation.
yeah, definitely it was. And Volcano, and as I was watching that video, man, look, it touched me emotionally, the trauma, seeing the kind of appalling condition that people live on on the camp is so sad. I hope that they will be able to get some help out there. It was a pleasure being here, Volcano. And this is all we can do. That's what the issues room is about.
The
Telling the
alternative,
stories.
man. The
Yeah,
alternative.
we are.
You
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
all of this later will help,
Yeah.
with the rebuilding process of our country. And
Mhm.
we honestly look forward to everyone who's gonna make contribution. Christopher Wesley, please do same. We appreciate it. Thomas Awaji, whatever it is, I know you have some very important questions, but sometimes we don't question. It's like giving. It's like giving your tithe. And don't say the pastor dressing too much, so I'm not paying no tithe.
Say, man, you bought new suit
Yeah,
there.
I'm talking. The pastor got Pajero Jeep, but I got a rocket to come to church.
But
So
man,
I give all
bicycle.
my money to the pastor. Because if you think about it that way, then you're not blessed God. So you got to bless the people. And the Bible says, give to the poor, and
Yeah.
these people are in dire straits. Let's also encourage Emmanuel Jackson, Josh Side.
Yeah.
Man, listen, whatever you can do, you guys got a number. You can find a way. Let's talk. Call me. Thank you, Mr. Abu, for your contribution. Mini me, you got Ghana tide. Mini me. Ajua Joseph, just that Ajua need. Tell me you're from Ghana. So do something for our people or out there in Buduburam. Francis Teki, we hope you will do something. Honey Ernest, also do something. Do something. Thank you, Mr. Joe Dawala Hutchison, the Reverend, for your contribution of $100. We hope to get that from you sooner. So we can put this package together and get these people, some
Yeah.
help. Wu Ken Frank, successful minor. If you're still watching, I hope you will make something happen. Hassan Kewu, welcome back to the U.S. You're sneaking in here like Nicodemus at night. Anyway, please, whatever you brought from LIB,
And make sure you
make
send
a
your
call
boys
to the
their own.
DG. D Banks as well. Thank you so much, D Banks, for coming in tonight. Moses, thank you again. We'll be
Yeah,
back here on
anytime.
Tuesday. The potential is we'll be having Dr. Joseph Baba.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
You and I know Dr. Joseph Baba is one of Liberia's playwright and literary figure who is poised in and versed also in theoretical acts or theater, put it that way.
Yeah. Okay.
He has a master's in fine arts and a leadership degree, doctorate in educational leadership. This guy is seasoned when it comes to the playwright and all of that. So we hope to have him here on Tuesday. We'll be discussing the Kukatona Peace Project and what
Okay.
the Decanty Theater is doing. He talked about they have a branch in Monrovia. One is in I think he said Maryland, and another is in one of those other counties. So we
Yeah.
hope to finalize things and have him here.
Mhm.
But again, it's,
Okay.
it's about moving into other conversations. There's a lot taking place in Liberia that we can talk about rather than just run behind Alexander Cummings and George Weah and those people. Let's come to our people and hit the civil society issues sometimes. I think
Yeah.
it changes the
Mhm. Yeah.
trajectory.
Mhm. The stories are many. Yeah,
Yeah.
and those stories need to be told from various angles. So I want to say thanks for being here with you, and enjoy your weekend. I know you got to drive to
Yeah,
make.
thank you. Thank you.
So
All right. Good
be
night.
safe out there. Thank you, Volcano. Bye-bye.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for being here with us on another presentation of the Issues Room, our 37th edition. We cover the Liberian Returnee Network, a nonprofit, non-sectoral, non-governmental organization that is geared toward assisting Liberians who are still stranded in refugee camps across the sub-region to get them back to Liberia. And we launched a mini phone drive, hopefully to raise some money, even though we were only able to raise $300 publicly. We're hoping that some of you who were here tonight will come in there and make contribution. We put the information, go back, watch it, share it, and let's do something, for our brothers and sisters. We hope for that, something will come out of it. Again, thank you so much for being with us. The Issues Room will be back here on Tuesday, God's willing. Volcano Shelton scene. Good night.